Hello, boys and girls, and you are welcome to Sunday School with Auntie Doreen. I trust you've had an amazing week and you have started your summer holiday. So, what have you been up to? I want to hear everything. What have you been doing? What are you going on vacation? Are you staying at home? Are you spending time with family and friends? But whatever your parents decide for you to do, make sure you have fun. Okay? Once again, welcome to Sunday School with Auntie Doreen, and I want you to remember that you belong to a kingdom, and in this kingdom, Jesus is our King and Jesus is our Lord, and we are the cool kingdom kids. I also want to use this opportunity to thank all of you for your kind messages when you saw my graduation pictures. I love you all, and God bless you. So today, we're going to be reading from Second Kings chapter 5. So go and get your Bibles, your pen, and your journals because we are reading Second Kings chapter 5. Second Kings chapter 5. God has something to say. God has something to say. I will listen and pay attention, for God has something to say. Have you opened Second Kings chapter 5? And we'll be reading from verse 1 to 15. Second Kings chapter 5 from verse 1 to 15. And our topic is seven bats. Seven what? Seven bats. So let's start reading. We'll read from verse 1 to 3 first. Excuse me. Now Naaman was commander of the army of the king of Aram. He was a great man in the sight of his master, and highly regarded because through him the Lord had given victory to Aram. He was a valiant soldier, but he had leprosy. Now, bands of raiders from Aram had gone out and taken captive a young girl from Israel, and she served Naaman's wife. Verse 3. She said to her mistress, "If only my master would see the prophet who is in Samaria, he would cure him of his leprosy." So, the background of this story is that Naaman was a soldier, and as a soldier, Naaman could defeat anybody. He was brave, he was strong, but there was just one thing he couldn't defeat. He had a horrible disease, and that horrible disease is called leprosy. He had a very horrible disease, and he had visited several doctors, he had tried several creams, several lotions, different things, but nothing worked. So, this little girl, she's a slave girl from Israel, and she told Naaman's wife, "If only my master could go to the prophet in Israel." She was confident enough about who her God was. She was like, "Do you know that God can heal you? Do you know that if you go to the prophet in Samaria, that prophet can tell you what to do to receive your healing?" She was confident. Even though she was a little girl, she was what? Confident. Let's read verse 4 to verse 10 together. Verse 4. Naaman went to his master and told him what the girl from Israel had said. "By all means, go," the king of Aram replied. "I would send a letter to the king of Israel." So Naaman left, taking with him 10 talents of silver, 6,000 shekels of gold, and 10 sets of clothing. The letter that he took to the king of Israel read, "With this letter I'm sending my servant Naaman to you so that you may cure him of his leprosy." Verse 7. As soon as the king of Israel read the letter, he tore his robes and said, "Am I God? Can I kill and bring to life? Why does this fellow send someone to me to be cured of leprosy? See how he's trying to pick a quarrel with me." So the king of Israel was scared. Why is this king sending someone for me to heal. Am I God? Am I a healer? Let's continue reading. Verse 8. When Elisha, the man of God, heard that the king of Israel had torn his robes, he sent him this message. Why have you torn your robes? Have the man come to me, and we will know that there is a prophet in Israel. Verse 9. So Naaman went with his horses and chariots and stopped at the door of Elisha's house. Elisha sent a messenger to say to him, go wash yourself 7 times in Jordan, and your flesh will be restored and you will be cleansed. Whoa. Naaman expected that the prophet would tell him something spectacular. The prophet would tell him something so nice. But guess what? Elisha did not even come out to look at Naaman. He sent his servant to Naaman. Remember that we said Naaman was a reputable soldier. He was a popular soldier. He was a warrior. So he thought that he was going to get a very special treatment. But Elisha just sent his servant to tell him, take your bath in the Jordan River 7 times, and God will make you well. Naaman was so surprised. What do you mean I should take my bath 7 times in that dirty river? I already took my bath. How is this even going to help me get well? Because Naaman expected something very, very spectacular. You mean I should bath in the Jordan River? That very dirty river? No, I'm not going to do that. Let's see what happens. We read from verse 11. But Naaman went away angry and said, I thought that he would surely come out to me and stand and call on the name of the Lord his God, wave his hand over a spot and cure me of my leprosy. Are not Abana and Pharpar, the rivers of Damascus, better than all the rivers of Israel? Couldn't I wash in them and be cleansed? So he turned and went off in rage. Naaman was angry. Verse 13. Naaman's servants went to him and said, my father, if the prophet had told you to do some great thing, would you not have done it? How much more then when he tells you, wash and be cleansed? So he went down and dipped himself in the Jordan. He went down and dipped himself in the Jordan 7 times as the man of God had told him, and his flesh was restored, and he became clean like that of a baby. Then Naaman and all his attendants went back to the man of God. He stood before him and said, now I know that there is no God in all the world except in Israel. So please accept a gift from your servant. Naaman was wowed. Naaman was wowed. At first, Naaman was not really interested, but Naaman finally decided to do what Elisha told him to do. After one, two, three, 4, 5, 6 baths, nothing changed. But Naaman wasn't about to give up, even though he felt it was a bit silly. Like, why should I be bathing in this dirty river? But he didn't give up until after the seventh time he became healed. He was clean. And he said, now I know that there is a God in Israel. And do you see that just because a little girl was confident enough and she wasn't scared to talk about her God, her master received his healing? That is a lesson for us to always be confident about our faith in God. Always be happy to share testimonies and share stories of how God came through for you and your family. And I like how Naaman was very determined. When he got into the river Jordan, he was so determined. He dipped once, he dipped twice, he dipped 3 times. He kept dipping and he didn't give up. Okay? And that is our word for the week. Our word for the week is determination. Can you say it? Determination. To be determined is to never give up, no matter how difficult a task is. Determination means that you will never give up, no matter how difficult a task is. Determination helps you to keep trying until you succeed. Determination means I'll keep trying. You are doing a math task, you are doing, mommy has asked you to cook, you are washing dishes, whatever it is you're doing, you keep trying until you succeed. If you're trying to learn how to ride a bike, you're playing a video game, whatever it is, determination is never to give up, no matter how difficult a task may seem. Imagine that your room is messy and your mommy or daddy has asked you to clean it up, and it feels like, when will I finish? Will I ever be able to clean this up? But determination is when you decide to finish cleaning up a messy room, even though it feels hard and tricky. That's determination. Determination is also that you keep practicing how to ride a bike until you can do it without falling. So you are learning how to ride a bike and you fall down the first time and you're like, I'm not going to do this again. That's not determination. Determination is, even though I fall down, I will still try again. I will try and keep trying until I learn how to ride a bike without what? Falling. Without what? Falling. So determination is to be determined is never to give up, no matter how difficult a task might seem. Never to give up, no matter how difficult a task might seem. And Naaman felt it was silly to have a bath in the Jordan River, but he didn't give up. He kept on having that bath. So I'm going to teach you a song. I'm sure you know the song from Sunday school, from children's church. And his name, first of all, this spelling of deep is not correct. It's supposed to be DIP. Just I just noticed it. And his name was Naaman, and his name was Naaman. And he dip, and he dip, and he dip, and dip, and dip, and dip, and dip, and he came out whole. How many times did Naaman dip in the Jordan River? 7 times. So you say dip and dip and dip for 7 times. So let's try it again. And his name was Naaman, and his name was Naaman. And he dip, and he dip, and he dip, and dip, and dip, and dip, and dip, and he came out home. And his name was Naaman, and his name was Naaman. And he dip, and he dip, and he dip, and dip, and dip, and dip, and dip, and he came out home. Naaman was determined. Immediately he got into the river, he was determined to finish dipping 7 times, just as the prophet Elisha had instructed him. Our Bible verse for today is Proverbs chapter 4, verse 25. And it tells us to keep our eyes focused on what is right. So touch your eyes. Keep your eyes focused on what is right. Keep looking straight ahead to what is good. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 25. Keep your eyes focused on what is right. Keep looking straight ahead for what is good. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 25. Keep your eyes focused on what is right. Keep looking straight ahead to what is good. All right, all right, all right. I will round up with a declaration for the week. I work hard to complete what I start. I don't just stop after I don't stop after just a little bit. I keep going until it is done. I am smart. I am determined. I work hard to complete what I start. I don't just stop after I don't stop after just a little bit. I keep going until it's done. I am smart. I am determined. Yes, you are smart and you are determined. So as you continue your summer holiday, make sure you remember our word for the week, which is determination, and it is ensuring that you finish every task that you pick. Okay, you are smart, you are determined, you complete what you start, and you don't stop after just a little bit. I love you, boys and girls, and see you next week. Bye.